Every year, in Brazil and other tropical regions around the world, millions of tons of oranges are harvested and transformed into one of the most common drinks in daily life, orange juice. But what makes it so special, and how does it travel from the tree to your table? To find out, we enter one of the most impressive production lines on the planet, Citrosuco, in São Paulo, the largest orange juice processing plant in the world, capable of producing more than 2 million tons of juice. But did you know that orange juice wasn't always part of breakfast? For centuries, people enjoyed the fruit fresh or in homemade recipes. But juice had one big problem. It couldn't be preserved. It spoiled quickly and could only be consumed right after squeezing. Everything changed in the early 20th century when new pasteurization and packaging techniques in the United States made it possible to maintain freshness and flavor for longer. That breakthrough opened the door to something we now take for granted. Thanks to industrialization and advertising campaigns that promoted it as a natural source of vitamin C, orange juice became a symbol of the modern breakfast and a daily beverage in millions of homes. What was once a rare luxury is now one of the most consumed drinks in the world, synonymous with freshness, energy, and health. And when it comes to orange juice in Brazil, one place takes center stage: São Paulo. There, nearly 77% of the country's oranges grow in sandy soils under a humid subtropical climate, almost as if nature had designed these lands specifically for citrus. In some areas, up to 150 centimetres of rain fall each year. For anyone who hates humidity, that's a nightmare. But for farmers, it's gold. That rainfall, combined with endless hours of sunshine, creates the perfect environment for oranges bursting with juice. Of course, climate helps, but it's not everything. Orange trees are demanding. They need well-drained soil, constant sunlight, and controlled irrigation when nature falls short. If any of those factors fail, the entire harvest suffers. That's why large companies don't rely on a single variety. They cultivate up to 5 different types of oranges, each maturing in its own season. The reason? To maintain a steady flow of fresh juice throughout the year. Early varieties like Pera oranges are ready in October, while late ones like Valencia can last until May. Each variety has its role, some more acidic to balance flavour, others juicier to maximise yield. So, how do farmers know when an orange is perfectly ripe? It's not just about colour or size, it's pure science. Portable testers extract a few drops of juice to measure sugar levels. The minimum requirement, 10% soluble sugars. If it doesn't reach that, the fruit stays on the tree a few more days. Yet the human touch remains essential. Farmers cut an orange, taste it, and decide. That balance between sweetness and acidity can't be defined by any machine. And here's something few people know. Unlike apples or bananas, oranges don't ripen after being harvested. The moment they're cut, they're frozen in time. If picked too early, the juice tastes bland. Too late, and the quality fades. That's why choosing the exact moment of harvest means everything. It's the difference between an average juice and one truly worth drinking. Interestingly, oranges on the southern side of the tree tend to be sweeter. Why? Because they get more direct sunlight, and the plant transforms that energy into natural sugars through photosynthesis. In a typical season, the orchards of São Paulo produce more than 13 million tons of fruit. We're talking about billions of oranges hanging from millions of trees, all aligned with precision to make the most of light and air. Nothing is left to chance. Farmers monitor every detail. They use drones to detect pests, perform weekly soil nutrient analyses, and even control the pH of irrigation water. It's all a matter of data and precision to ensure that, when harvest time arrives, every orange is perfect for juicing. But there's a problem: timing. With millions of fruits ripening at the same pace, even a few days of delay can cause enormous losses. So how is everything harvested before it spoils? This is where technology turns the orchard into an open-air factory. In São Paulo, the process is a race against time. Although much is still done by hand, with workers climbing ladders and carrying bags of up to 40 kilos, the machines are the true stars. The star of the show is the branch shaker, a mechanical beast that attaches to the trunk and shakes it with precision. The most famous model, the Oxbow 3220, is a tank with hydraulic arms full of rods that hug the tree, and make it vibrate back and forth. The ripe oranges fall without damaging the tree and roll onto nets that funnel them into containers. Its speed? Up to 1 ton of fruit per minute. That's about 2 million boxes per year for each machine, or roughly 81,000 tons. Of course, the investment is no small matter. A pair of these machines costs around $1 million. But compared to what could be lost from spoiled fruit, the math makes perfect sense. While the shaker does its job, a team of workers stands by, adjusting vibration levels for more delicate trees and hand-picking any remaining fruits. Because not everything can be automated. High branches or irregular trees still need human expertise. Each bag they carry holds about 200 oranges, and once full, it's emptied into trailers pulled by tractors. From there begins the next phase, transportation to the edge of the orchard. There, massive trucks wait like beasts ready to devour the load. And these aren't just any trucks. Each one has 400 horsepower engines and can carry up to 20 tons, the equivalent of about 120,000 oranges per trip. These giants roar down dirt roads toward the processing plants, usually in trips lasting less than an hour. The reason is simple: to preserve freshness before the fruit loses quality. The logistics are monumental. During peak season, a single plant, such as Citrasuco in Matão, São Paulo, is capable of processing up to 100,000 oranges per minute, earning it the title of the largest orange juice processing facility in Brazil and the world. The fruit is handled with extreme care. A single bump in the road or bad maneuver can bruise the oranges and reduce juice yield. Precision matters every step of the way. Before any truck departs, there's a final inspection. Inspectors cut random oranges, recheck sugar and acidity levels, and if a batch doesn't meet standards, it's rejected. Only the best fruit makes it into the plant. This final screening ensures that the juice is not only abundant, but also consistent in flavour. Once the oranges enter the plant, there's no rest for them. They are immediately met by a world of pressurised water and stainless steel, where every stage is designed to accelerate their transformation. Each fruit will travel a long path through the factory before being squeezed, but everything begins with the spectacle of washing. Entering the plant feels like stepping into an industrial city built around a single star, the orange. Outside, trucks line up in long unloading bays. Instead of human hands, powerful jets of pressurized water sweep tons of oranges into massive metal hoppers. The system is so efficient that within minutes, a truck is completely emptied. Then, thousands of oranges begin to flow like a genuine orange river through machinery that guides them to the next stage of processing. That water doesn't just move them, it also cleans them. As they move along, they pass through sprayers that remove dust, leaves, and debris from the orchard. Next, they enter washing tunnels equipped with high-speed nylon brushes. Thousands of bristles per metre scrub each fruit, removing the natural wax coating that protects it on the tree, but could alter the juice's flavour. The procedure is strict. First, mild detergents, then a rinse with potable water. There's no room for error. One impurity could compromise entire batches. After this point, the gleaming oranges move on to conveyor belts. And these aren't simple belts. They form an intricate network stretching over 2 kilometres inside the facility, winding through different plant levels. Along the route, optical sensors and infrared cameras scan each fruit in milliseconds, detecting bruises or signs of decay. If something's wrong, robotic arms divert the defective pieces into compost bins. 95% pass inspection. The rest are recycled into animal feed or essential oils. Next comes size classification. In rotating drums with calibrated holes, smaller oranges fall through first, larger ones stay behind, and the medium-sized, the ideal for juicing, continue along the line. Everything is measured down to the millimetre. The scale of this operation is enormous. More than 100 million oranges pass through the system every day. To prevent jams, engineers designed smooth curves and adjustable speeds throughout the network. Meanwhile, the fruits are slightly cooled to 10 degrees Celsius, a key detail that slows cellular respiration and preserves vitamins, especially vitamin C. But the cleaning process doesn't end there. After sorting, the oranges undergo a second wash. immersion in diluted disinfectant tanks, and another final brushing. Only then are they spotless and ready for the heart of the entire system: extraction, where each fruit is squeezed in a matter of seconds. Now we reach the core, the extraction hall, a constant hum of machinery that sounds like an industrial symphony. The sorted oranges feed into next-generation extractors capable of processing thousands per hour. Each machine is an engineering marvel. The fruit enters from the top and falls into an aluminum cup lined with internal spikes. From above, a dome presses the orange. The entire cycle lasts less than 10 seconds. The spikes pierce the peel and rupture the juice cells without crushing the inner white pulp, known as the albedo, which is bitter. The juice flows into lower channels, while the peel is discarded on one side and the pulp on another. The result? About 85% of the fruit becomes juice, while the rest is used for byproducts, peels for fertilizers, and pulp for yogurts. These machines don't work alone. They stand in rows of hundreds, synchronized by programmable logic controllers that adjust pressure according to fruit size. A large orange receives 200 pounds of force, a small one 150. Sensors measure flow in real time, alerting operators if adjustments are needed. At plants like Citrasuco, the collected juice is stored in 10,000-litre tanks, gently stirred to maintain uniformity. But not all juice is the same. It depends on the batch and variety. Hamlin provides fresh acidity, Pera oranges bring full sweetness, and the pulp has its own role. After extraction, it passes through sieves that separate fine particles. Part of it is reintroduced into the juice, adjusted to about 0.5% in the with pulp version. Filters are cleaned hourly to avoid clogs. This step defines the final texture, smooth yet authentic without excessive pulp. The result is a golden treasure, rich in vitamins and essential oils. But it's not ready for the market yet. Before reaching your glass, the juice undergoes pasteurization, a controlled heating process that ensures safety without stealing its soul or flavour. After extraction, the juice goes through several stages of filtration and refinement. First, centrifugal decanters spin at 6,000 revolutions per minute, separating the volatile oils that give that distinct citrus aroma. A small portion of these oils is reintroduced to enhance its natural flavour. Then, cartridge filters remove remaining solids and adjust turbidity, clear for export, slightly cloudy for local markets. And now, the star of the process, pasteurization. The juice passes through plate heat exchangers, reaching 95 degrees Celsius for exactly 30 seconds. This flash step eliminates harmful bacteria like E. coli and Salmonella without cooking or altering the flavour. It is then instantly cooled to 4 degrees Celsius, leaving it sterile and ready for the next phase. This rapid method protects up to 90% of the vitamin C, preserving that burst of freshness we expect in every glass. From here, there are two paths: immediate packaging or storage. For the latter, stainless steel aseptic tanks are used, each with a capacity of 4 million litres. They keep the juice cold at -1.5 degrees Celsius under nitrogen to prevent oxidation. Sensors continuously monitor pH, brick sugar level, and acidity 24 hours a day. If there's any deviation, it's corrected with minimal additives such as natural citric acid. These tanks are like fortresses, sealed, double-walled for insulation, and capable of preserving reserves for months. But science isn't everything. There's also sensory tasting. Trained experts like juice sommeliers sample each batch, measuring 11 parameters: sweetness, acidity, bitterness, aroma, colour, body, and more. Every sip determines whether a blend needs extra pulp or a touch of oil. The evaluation is subjective, yes, but calibrated. Panels of 5 tasters vote, using statistical thresholds to guarantee consistency. This refinement ensures that every litre tastes identical year after year. And with that, the juice is ready for its final stage, packaging, the seal that crowns the journey from orchard to glass. Filling a 2-litre carton requires 24 oranges, but on an industrial scale, we're talking about 100,000 oranges per minute. The pasteurised juice flows into rotary fillers. For a 1-litre carton, it's poured at 500 milliliters per second, meaning the process finishes in just 2 seconds. To achieve this, a vacuum system is used to prevent air bubbles from forming. Then, it's sealed with aluminum foil and laser-labelled with dates and batch codes. There are many variations: PET bottles for supermarkets, aseptic cartons for export. In the with pulp version, a valve injects the exact amount right after filling. All of this happens under laminar airflow. HEPA filtered air keeps everything sterile and free from contaminants. Next comes packaging and palletizing. Cartons are packed into boxes of 12, and robots stack them at a rate of 1,200 units per hour. Pallets are wrapped in film and loaded into refrigerated trucks, ready to head to distribution centres and stores. In Brazil, 70% of the juice from São Paulo is consumed locally, while the rest is exported to global markets, from the United States to Europe. Beyond all the industrial spectacle, orange juice remains a simple yet powerful ally for health. A single serving provides much of the daily recommended vitamin C, along with antioxidants that strengthen the immune system, protect the skin, and fight fatigue. It also contains folic acid, potassium, and small amounts of calcium and magnesium, nutrients that support circulation and heart health. Of course, as with any food, moderation is key. 1 glass at breakfast or mid-morning is enough to enjoy its benefits without overdoing the natural sugars it contains. And that's how the journey ends, from the vast orange plantations of Brazil to your refrigerator. Tell me, what did you think of the process? I'll read you in the comments. If you enjoyed it, give it a like and subscribe. In the windows you'll see next, there are more videos of industrial processes as fascinating as this one. See you next time!